you join me again for, even though it's the middle of the day, feeling quite sleepy episode of Koyomi Monogatari. Hopefully, though, it will do its best to keep me awake. And there's nothing better for it than the mental stimulation that is trying to keep up with all of the dialogue. Who are we going to be focusing on today? Maybe the other sister? Maybe Ononoki? Maybe any number of them, actually. Let's get going. Starting off with Platinum Disco, if I remember correctly. I might have once had the face of Araragi there in the background, but it's changed since then. And if I wasn't sitting in this chair, I might have attempted the dance as well. Also, I don't think I've fully thought about it, at least. Did Araragi have any kind of different thinking about his sister after learning that it's not really his sister, but more of a irregularity phoenix that basically forced itself to become a sister? Ooh. Nice. Not at all. Not in the slightest. Well, obviously it's because something had came up previously, but trying to play it off. Even a broken clock can be right twice a day. Looks like Araragi got lucky. And during the arc with, I can't remember her name at all. No. Oh, good save. The girl who wanted to collect Kangaroos' arm and all the other parts as well. Was Araragi present then? If not, then he might not have seen a ghost. They really pull some faces, don't they? Is this just another rumor that somehow Araragi has some connection to? There are quite a lot of people that would rather just jump to conclusions like ghosts. Are you doing a play? Why would you do an X-ray of a teapot? Remind everyone not to get her angry. We've already had a broken floorboard and an attempted eye puncture. Right. I kind of understand her feelings because were times where I have been correct and yet no one would listen, which is very aggravating. But just becoming annoyed doesn't solve the issue. Finally, just asking directly, what do you want me to do? What colour this time? Red once again. I think everyone at some point has owned one of those pens which changes the ink depending on which side you have on. Have yeah, some questions you can just be a straight yes or no, but there would be context and reasoning behind your answers, which sometimes could be quite useful in laying out on the table. Are they books? Are these? Yeah, I was about to say. Who would want a mine through Kangaroo's boy love books? The shadows as the cart went along was actually quite good. Is there any point having a conversation with her though? In a world like this, I somewhat feel for the people who aren't oddities having to live their life as normal people. Can't blame all their problems on demons and crabs and monkeys and whatnot. I mean, you can, as they said, placate her now, but it's not solving the issue, which is probably just going to raise its head later on. He's not opposed to much when it comes to his sisters. How you want to take that statement is up to you. Please show the reasoning. What, she eats and drinks too much, so if there was an eighth person, then it's not like she's Overindulging. Ah, they're such good friends. I hope there isn't a truth that she finds out because she seemed kind of happy about that. Being called a glutton, but at least they're doing it for her. For her, yeah. Surprisingly little that Aragi had to do though. It's like, get problem. Uh, Canberra. Ah, thanks for the results. There you go. Done. If only everything in life can be solved that easily, I'd be relying on people a lot more than I already am. I wonder who will be appearing in the next episode, though. Considering we are about halfway through and there's still quite a few more characters, but I don't know if all of them are going to make an appearance. I'm kind of glad that I didn't join any clubs that had, well, food and drink inventories because it wouldn't just be one ghost, there'd be a whole platoon of them to account for some of the extra goodies I might have had. But what we started off with these mini things is Aragi has some things that he's done in the past and forgotten about, and therefore is his fault. Then the second lot was there's not really anything to do with Aragi, and once again it's just stuff thrust upon him and him trying to run around to find someone who can sort it out for him. Yep, I can relate to Aragi. Whether or not that's a good thing, I haven't decided yet. But there's another episode to come, so I don't want to stick. So I don't want to waste too much time. Let's get into it. I don't remember this. Oh, that's Ogi. Okay. I can see where this is going. Ah, now I remember it. And he's punched me. Whenever Ogi is around, it's some kind of existential revelation. And what is it going to be this time? Maybe for once the character's actually going to have a bit more of an explanation. I doubt it, but one can dream. I've seen this mountain path a few times. And are there a bunch of locations like this, or is it just one, like, main one that they keep returning to? There are a lot of stories, mythologies which do resound around the mountains in some respect. And why do you seem to have so much knowledge about the situation? Is that one of Meme's talismans? And you are going to ruin that balance. How? It has been the center point for a lot of action, hasn't it? I would say that's dangerous, but what? Sure. Well, if you try to put animals in the categories like that, I guess, but there's the snake eating his own tail, a rubberus, but Aragi's smarter than he looks. Well, I just had a very weird image of if humans could shed like snakes do. Ugh. Is anyone going to ask the other specialists about Ogi? That is a lot of debris and wood. But a lot of the backgrounds in Monogatari are just for effect rather than meant to be realistic, aren't they? And it's not quite like something that a normal high school girl like her should know in the first place. Are you saying it was moved in its entirety, or just right? Was it moved brick by brick, even though there aren't bricks? I get it, but still, or was it just moved in name only? What are you trying to get at? Why do you have to always say things in this roundabout kind of mean that doesn't really mean anything? There have been reasons in the past for people to relocate particular things, whether it be just somewhat regular, like being on a floodplain, or the ground being unstable. Hello, Nadako. Sure. There's always like in this is somewhat outside of what I'm talking about here, but when I'm playing survival games and like cutting down the wood and clearing a path to make stuff, just a big open ground, it's I find that quite cathartic. I wonder if anyone else feels that way as well, but is this like the boat paradox? I can't remember what it's actually called. But if you have a boat and replace all of its parts, is the new boat still the same boat? I know I said that incredibly poorly, but you know what I'm talking about. I believe in you. Ah, having her in that kind of blessed posture while talking about rebuilding the shrine, which she later inhabits. What did you just say? There are. Yes, there are many things. It wasn't long. Okay, so it was relatively leading up to that point. The birth of the snake god thing. That entire episode was just. I'm sure I missed some parts there or I'm forgetting something, but it was just a big nod towards, this shrine, get built up, snake god, bad things. You best prepare your anus, Araragi. Why did I just get the Kaiki him singing intro in my head, but I can't remember any of it? Hmm. I do want more of Kaiki. That bastard. And I know I ask of a lot, especially if I want to know what the hell is going on with Ogi. But what the hell is going on with Ogi? The self-declared relative of Meme and, well, the holder of many bad omens and choice wisdoms. And balance. Always balance. But I have noticed quite a lot in Monogatari that either I'm dumb or there's just a hell of a lot of tautology, which really doesn't answer anything. Or both. That's also an acceptable answer. If you agree, then leave a like on the video and maybe even a comment down below. And especially if you enjoyed it, and if you don't want to miss any in the future, you might want to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because there might be some answers. But once again, my friends, that's it for today. So, whether you are going to take yourself a nice rest or be lost on the ether of YouTube or whatever else you want to be doing, it's up to you. But make sure I see you in the next one. If you want to be the onlookers to the tea ceremony that is my channel, then please head on over to Patreon. There you can support me and make it seem as though there are no issues. So, to Florida Taku, Sal, Raywin, HDR, Denima 1997, Aishuram, Shiwan, and everyone else, thank you.